before that raid. Oh man, my monitor is so dusty. There's an old familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse. Actually, no, it's a little different today. There's even more menacing tension in the air. There was a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't there? You just read my mind. I think so. Hello! It can only be a result of the menacing. We're being mean right off the bat. Like, it's really uncomfortable in here. Maybe it's because of my defendant. It's my defendant's fault. A little more courtesy, if you please. I do apologize. He isn't deaf, he's accused of murder. However, you're clearly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy to the details. However, I understand that no What? Oh god, we're really getting into original Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright territory. Also, dang it, I was looking forward to a new gaggle of faces. A trial without a jury? Well, that's just like Japan! Or the professor 10 years ago, that too. The trial of the professor 10 years ago. Closed court. Are you allowed in? Good morning, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes. Have you made note of my hat? Is it... Yes, it's in a hat, unless you somehow managed to shave your head. Have you made note of my hat, Mr. Naruto? An outright victory for science, you must agree. Take off the hat. Let's see the bald spot. To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, I completely forgot about your little hair problem. What to one man is a little hair problem is to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. I feel so sorry for your digestive system. You have no idea how much I said. Just what I said. Oh dear, how awful for you. I'm afraid you'll only have yourself to blame. And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. And are you? I see London celebrated great detectives as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow. Compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases, the Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black root of crime in our capital. And whilst I may not agree with your methods, how old are these two again? Sorry, this is 34. Oh, he's... Dang. Sorry, I thought Bear would be older than him, but he's a year younger. There's at least one point on which I would readily recommend to you. What an honor. And that would be... Drop dead and flop like a fish! Your eye for a good lawyer, sir. Mr. Sholmes? After all, behind this lawyer there's a very great mind. Oh, come on! What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. You're poking me. Sorry to barge in. Hey! Oh, she's got the little armband. Gina. What's that on her arm? It's a mourning band. Is it? I thought maybe it was like the trainee version of the detective badge, but maybe it's for mourning? Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium? It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come along with a police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming student in action. Me? Or... I shall be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Apples, oranges, pineapples. Otto. Yes, Gina? Why'd you agree to this? Why'd you take him on? This Reaper bloke. Everyone's saying it was him, what? What killed the boss? I don't think I've ever seen her angry animation. I'm sorry, Gina. It's a paycheck! I just don't believe that. What if it wasn't him? Who was it? That's what we're trying to find out! I don't know that yet. I don't care who calls him what. The Reaper's just a name. He's just a person at the end of the day. And if it turns out it was him what killed the boss, then God help him. I'll kill him myself! Fiery eyes, indeed. For a second I was about to say, who are you again? Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing. At least, that's maybe some solace to the deceased. You made her cry! Please, Otto. Get whoever did this for the boss. Gina. I ain't feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. Hugs for everyone! Maybe not Van Zeeks just yet. So you've got to find who done this and make them pay. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Call to be in session shortly. Get inside. Okay, here we go. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. Lord Van Zeeks. One who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. One who lost his treasured father in a foreign court of law. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. It's the trifecta of sadness! All that misfortune, all that pain, on course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine on light on all these dark events. And whatever truth is revealed, we're going to have to look it straight in the eye. Give me answers, Sholmes! Oh dang, there's very little mumbling from the gallery. Which I guess would make sense, it's a closed court. Also, I'm kind of excited to see what kind of animations Kazuma has as the prosecution. In the name of the Master of the Court, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here to conduct a fair and just trial of the defendant, Van Zeeks. Counsel for the defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin? Sorry, I just realized, with Kazuma in the prosecution, I don't have to play the, find another word that starts with N anymore game. Thank God! The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready. Kazuma-sama. I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long. Not like this! I never pictured it happening like this. Yeah! I never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench. The so-called Reaper of the Bailey has been a scourge like no other, undermining Her Majesty's justice system. Today, we must uncover the truth behind this scourge. In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder. The truth revealed by these proceedings may have unpredictable repercussions to the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial with no members of the public present, by Her Majesty's direct orders. How will that work, my lord? The burden of all arbitration and adjudication falls on my shoulders. So the scales are useless? Therefore, as you will see, the jury's bench shall remain vacant today. Oh, they're there. They're just invisible. If no members of the public are present, might I ask who is currently occupying the gallery? I imagine it's the military, or maybe not the military, but the rest of the Scotland Yard. You're members of the judiciary, here to witness proceedings and ensure an incredible trial. Members of the judiciary. Oh my. This is a very unusual trial indeed. There is, of course, another unprecedented aspect to these proceedings on which I must elaborate. The counsel for the prosecution and the defense are both aliens of Great Britain. What am I, E.T.? I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes. Ooh, okay, maybe Kazuo took on the prosecution because he wants to work together with me to find the truth, and if it was any other prosecutor, the truth wouldn't come to light. And goddamn kid, your shirt. It's really, either it's extremely tight or you're extremely ripped. Either way, you need a bigger shirt. I stand here in this courtroom now, I'm quite certain. This is the reason why I had to come to Britain. I'm sorry, I just realized his little neckerchief collar there. He's Miles Edgeworth now. Kazuma? Well, let us commence proceedings. Prosecutor Asogi, your opening statement, if you please. Certainly, my lord. Whoa! The incident took place on the 1st of November at just after 5 o'clock. The location was a building of flats on Fresno Street on the outskirts of the city. Is that one of Von Karma's scrolls? The victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rental property. Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson. A name known very well indeed to this court. I'm still shocked that they killed him off. It's like if you play the original Ace Attorney trilogy and all of a sudden Detective Gumshoe is killed. It just hits you like a ton of bricks. At least for its miraculous resolution of one of this country's grimmest cases 10 years ago. The Professor case. How sure are you about the time of the incident? Are you going to provide an updated autopsy report? Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot, and all have reported the same time. Yeah, that's what Gina told us too. There were a number of witnesses. I have here a plan of the room. The victim was found curled up in one corner. The room's a lot bigger than I remember. It's believed that he was shot from the front at point-blank range and died instantly. How has the range been determined? There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Also, wasn't there something about the trajectory of the bullet? Like, whoever shot him was probably on the ground. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder hot enough to leave scorch marks is only injected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. Only a few inches? Okay, point blank, does that mean, like, the gun is right on your skin, or is just a few inches away? Or is it a mix of both? In other words, it only happens when the target is at point-blank range. Sure. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel. The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim. And have you managed to ascertain the owner of this firearm? No, my lord. Not conclusively. Bravo, Kazuma-sama. We're not trying to use the gun as evidence when his provenance can't be proven. And then he does. Furthermore, my lord, as I explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. Hopefully we're bringing up the trajectory thing. There's a candelabrum mounted on that wall. Candelabrum or bleh. I've heard of candelabra, but not candelabrum. Is there a difference between candelabra and candelabrum? And the tip of one of the candles in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile. We noticed that too, didn't we? That's right. Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me. Give me the gun! I need to look at it! You will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please. As you wish, my lord. Wait, do I already have that gun? Oh, I do. Never mind. My mistake. 45. Wait. Maria Gori. Is that a pun name? Victim was shot in the chest at close range from the front. Scorch marks. Bullet exited the body from behind. Caliber of the gun matched that of standard issue firearms. Oh, does he live there? No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Hugh Boone. Ooh, that... Is that new, or is... Sorry, that little animation he's doing, I feel like that's a new thing. Unless he did that in the very first case and I completely forgot. There's precious little furniture inside, and it's generally in a poor state of repair. So what on earth was Gregson even doing there? Presumably he was investigating some case or other. When a policeman was informed of the gunshot from the witnesses and rushed to the scene, he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside, holding the revolver. The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot. Sure, the details of the case are clear. Actually, hold on. If this is a closed court, are the witnesses sworn to silence outside? Like, they had to pretend they didn't witness anything? In that case, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Name, please, counsel. Naturally, the accused himself. I see that smirk. Lord Van Zeeks? As a prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office he's taken, and will be compelled to tell the truth. He has a point. Let the defendant take the stand. Hi. So, witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Barrett Van Zeeks, Old Bailey prosecutor. I presume, Lord Van Zeeks, that you heard Prosecutor Ashogi's opening process. I was here the whole time! I did. It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested by the arriving police officer. Can you confirm this? Yes, my lord. Then I'm sure the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, why you were there in the room on Fresno Street. And what exactly took place. I intend to explain away nothing? Okay, so he's saying he's gonna say the truth and not, like, dilly-dally. I thought he was gonna say, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm sworn to silence. I must say, Lord Francis, I never imagined this day would come. Or rather, I didn't want to imagine it would. But since you became known as the Reaper, a part of me has been dreading it. Your formal testimony, then, witness. Ooh, I can't wait to see a little banner for Asogi. Facts of the incident. Investigating Gregson, my inquiries had led me to that address. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. The candelabra wasn't lit. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. Was it Gregson who screamed? That testimony was the whole truth? It was. So, you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. And moments later, a corpse somehow appeared before your eyes. Is that it? You're right. You haven't explained away anything. In fact, that would barely qualify as an excuse. I thought you were my mute apprentice. Yet it turns out you have a way with words. Prosecutor Asogi. You'd appear to be a singular tale indeed. Singular isn't the word. It's laughable. What's gotten into Kazuma? He's not behaving like himself at all. He's behaving like Van Zieks. I think. Hey Ebba, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's been a long road. Turns out Kazuma never really died. He just got bonked over the head and he got amnesia, wandered around the country with no clue what's going on, stumbled into London, and as the Lord Chief Justice Strongheart was like, "Oh, you're lost? Hey, Van Zieks, you want an apprentice? Here you go." And current case is, yeah, it's a bit of a long thing. Also, oh boy. Is he here? Okay, so here's what happened. Tobias was murdered. And he's the accused. So I had to figure out who really killed Tobias Gregson and get Van Zieks off the hook and figure out why Kazuma Asogi decided on a career change from defense to prosecution. Actually, we're going to cross-examination. Kazuma the Hedgehog. Yes, my lord. Ooh. Sorry, this is my first time seeing Asogi in the prosecuting bench, so a lot of his animations and that little banner, they're new to me. Hold it! You were investigating the inspector. What on earth for? I was bored. I'm not at liberty to say. You're in court right now! Sorry? I identified a distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in the case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed. Is the court to understand, then, that on the day in question you followed the victim to the scene? No. And he's cute to me! No, I was privy to his moment in advance. I wanted to ask him out on a date. How? I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. Dear diary! Work sucks! The address on Fresno Street was noted in the 5 p.m. entry. But yeah, oh yeah. You illegally entered into the man's office? In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offense. I'm pretty sure it still does, like, not just in Japan, but everywhere else. Also, some things I noted about Kazuma's Asogi prosecutor look. One, the little neckerchief he has, it reminds me a lot of Miles Edgeworth's cravat. Two, I think his shirt is 2 sizes too small. 3, he's absolutely shredded under that shirt. Because look at those muscles bulging out of it. Oh yeah, 4, he's dual wielding now. He has 2 swords. As your doors in Great Britain, I assure you. I was aware of the possible consequences. Kazuma Asogi titties. So in summary, you were investigating the victim. And yet, you refused to tell the court why. Oh yeah, another thing about this court that there's no jury this time. It's a closed court, like a secret trial, so there aren't any new faces in the jury. I didn't realize British prosecutors enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath. Ugh. Why did I ever think I could defend this man? Hold it! Have you ever been to the address before? No, never. I only learned of the place as a result of my investigations into Gregson's activities. There was no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything. But at 5 p.m. the sun would only have just gone down. It would still have been reasonably light outside. True, but I remember the room in question, the windows were boarded up. The room has a window, but it was boarded shut. See? Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it was extremely murky. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim was already lying on the floor. There was no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure? I'm quite sure that the part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I want to call bullshit, because there was this. There was a candle on the wall. Like, right... yeah, Tobias was killed here, and the candles were here, but I don't know if I can prove they were lit at the time of the shooting. I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. There's a small desk in the room. I remember. There's an oil lamp on it, and the framed photograph. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started toward the desk to investigate. And what did you find? Nothing. I never actually reached the desk. Oh yeah, the framed picture, it's of this lady who, surprisingly, was a... Crap, I can't pull it up. She was a jury member in the previous trial. Hold it! So, who fired the gun? I don't know. Exactly! I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you say it was very dark in there. Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is, I didn't sense another's presence. Could it be a ghost? The gunshot actually originated from somewhere outside? No, that's out of the question. You numbskull! Oh. Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder. Ugh. This is going from bad to worse. And I'm just also noticing the color contrast. The defense bench, Ryunosuke, is wearing black, while Kazuma in the prosecution is wearing white. And you say that the point at which you noticed the revolver on the floor? Correct. And I foolishly picked it up. That was carelessness on my part. Presumably then, the gunshot you heard came from the firearm that you somewhat hastily took in your hands. In point of fact, my lord, I believe it did not. Nani? The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and there was no smell of spent powder. Then, where's the gun that was fired? Whilst I would like to oblige you with an answer, I'm afraid I can't. I too would dearly like to know that. Wearing gloves. Oh dang! Everything feels cold in these gloves. So this is the type of revolver that's standard issue for members of the judiciary. Yes, and when I asked about whether records are kept about who they're issued to, I was told that for the past 5 years, they've been engraved with a unique serial number. But as far as I can tell, there's nothing like that on this gun. Which tells us that it must have been issued longer ago than that. Really? Oh yeah, I found this interesting little toy, which, for some reason, I already inspected, but if you pop off the legs, or, wait, either you pop off the legs or you push up, or you twist the head, a key pops out. Hold it! A man, you say? One of the witnesses? That's right. one of the street merchants working on Fresno Street. Who are these merchants? A number of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the boarded window of the crime scene. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They've all given statements saying they heard the gunshot. Can we bring them in? Without thought of danger, they ran inside to see what had happened. Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she? They burst through the door with some force, it would seem. They did. It almost gave me a heart attack in the process. But you're supposed to be the Reaper. The first man to come in immediately noticed the revolver in my hand and fled. A policeman patrolling on Fresno Street heard the commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident. Anyway, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction. Okay, so it wasn't Gregson that screamed. He was already dead. It's only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? What way did the body appear? Excuse me. I honestly can't explain it, but it's the truth. As far as I was concerned, the body hadn't been there until that point. And suddenly, like a magic trick, there it was. Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling to the ground? At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first. Nothing more. I see. After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson. Most curious circumstances indeed. How the inspector was killed or how his body seemed to appear out of nowhere, I have no idea.
Objection!
Kazuma? Surely the court has heard enough. I haven't! I need more info! My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused, Barak von Zeeks, is lying on multiple fronts. Ah! What is that supposed to mean? Also, was I wrong this whole time? Is Kazuma the final boss? Goodness gracious, Council! Also, what's this music? I don't think I've heard it. The defendant is lying, you say? Wait, was that the judge? In his testimony just now, he claims that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark. That's correct. No, that's impossible. Okay, one, thank you for pointing out the candle thing that I was asking about earlier, too. Oh god, you're gonna kill me with this! How does that prove anything? If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it has been blown off by a powerful impact. Wait, is this song Kazuma's theme, but Anglicanized? I think that's the phrase. What would assume that a projectile from the firearm passed through the victim and struck the candle? Wait, is he suggesting that the length of the candles, like, comparing the long one to the short ones, you can determine how long they were lit? The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly of a different length. Oh! It's actually only the candle that appears to have been struck by the bullet is long. You could reasonably expect someone to have lit all three candles together, which begs the question of why only one is longer than the others. That must be because that particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burned. Oh! Yep. When the candle was hit by the bullet, it obviously went out. But the other two candles would still have been burning. So the fact is, the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the candelabrum. And the accused's claim that he couldn't see the body clearly contradicts those facts. Maybe he's blind in one eye? And now to the next lie. There's more! But wait, there's more! The accused also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before. That's the truth. In that almost empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. A board covered from top to bottom in police documents and newspaper cuttings. Yeah, that's right. We saw it too. It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, They include a number of reports from various historical cases. Can we have that submitted as evidence, please? The oldest of which was from 10 years ago. 10 years ago. It's the professor case, isn't it? There's a common thread linking all of the documents on that board. Dude, what is this common thread, Counsel? They all relate to cases prosecuted in court by Barak von Zieks. Look at that smug face! Also, quick thing is, hold on, let me pull it up. We find out why Barak von Zieks is a racist, because a tragic racist, tragic backstory where his dad was killed by a serial killer who was a Japanese exchange student who just so happened to be Kazuma's dad. All of them? And furthermore, all those cases are ones in which the defendant was acquitted. Oh! Wait a minute. Is this the whole, like, defendants were acquitted but then wound up dead? Good lord! Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today. The Reaper's curse! All of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper. Oh no. In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout, and his base of operations. The Reaper's hideout?! And yet the Reaper would claim never to have been to his own secret hideout. Hold on. Common thread, Van Zieks, defendants who were acquitted, sent to their graves. Okay, it could be the Reaper's secret hideout, or Tobias Gregson's been keeping track of all his cases. Because, if memory serves right, Detective Gregson and Van Zieks worked really close together. No one would believe that. No, the truth is, we've been looking at this backwards. Backwards? Explain! Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine. By the Reaper! Red! Very well, I hereby state the current opinion of the court. Barak von Zieks is an outstanding prosecutor who has rendered great service to his country. However, it is with deep regret I must concur with the prosecutor Astrogi's contention that the defendant's testimony exhibits a number of stark inconsistencies with the known facts. All I have done is state the truth as I know it. Kazuma's done a brilliant job as ever. We're fucked! He's drawing on his experience as a defense attorney to build his prosecution case. And it's working! Counsel, you will submit the board that you just showed the court as evidence. Thank you. I believe it to be fundamental in establishing the facts surrounding the Reaper's existence. Thank you, my lord. Prosecutors like to call new witnesses to stand. First things first! Whoa! Oh, what's this? Mr. Naruhodo, look! Oh yeah, it's a smudge of some kind. In fact, it looks just like a handprint. A bloody one. And the color, that's blood, isn't it? Oh dear, how disturbing. I'm guessing this toppled over at some point. Fingies! There are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here. I keep expecting on the board to be some string and the words Pepe Sylvia. This paper's from 10 years ago is browning with age. Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting. It's the same red-headed league advertisement. Oh yeah, last time, we learned that Mr. Sholmes is running low on money, and he tried to get some, extra money by dyeing his hair red to join the Red-Headed League, but they cut on, and he wasn't able to join. Do you remember? There was a red hairpiece at the scene, too. Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Redhead League? Can we look at the wig again? Witnesses who saw events unfold on the day in question. I wouldn't say saw, like, I don't know, by the way you described it earlier, it seems like they only just heard the gunshot and then just walked in. Signed right by court. They were mentioned in the previous testimony too, if you remember. Yes, the street sellers who heard the gunshot. Where the witnesses in? The defendant may step down from the witness stand. Thank you, my feet are getting tired. Certainly, my lord. Ooh! We got Little Red Riding Hood and Beppo? Oh no, Beppo's broke. Was he fired? So, witnesses, state your name and occupations for the court. Names? We don't use names. Far too fancy for the likes of us. What accent is that? We're just free and easy. So what we like, live where we want to live. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, just that look is reminding me a lot of, crap, I can't remember her name. Oh, Espella from the Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright crossover. Beppo! I give them a fake star as I walk down Fresno. It's been a few words into a verse for them. Would I be right in assuming that all three of you make your living by selling wares on the street? Yeah, everyone calls me Gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passerby, you know? Oh, nicknames instead of actual names? Jaunty little titbits? Got an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up your guinness it is. 6 is a price, not a penny less. Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me? Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested. Just try the man. Give him the money and see what it is. Pray the man, counsel. Why me? Okay, fine. 6. You won't regret it, sir. Now got your listening ears on. Just between us, a young couple on Slight Street have just had twin. I want my money back. I demand a refund. Is that it? No, that's not it. It's close up, ain't it? It wants to spread, but that bit's up to you and your mouth, of course. Good I don't know, my first thought was maybe he got stung by a bee, and... I'm sorry, I just noticed the dude's neck. I have questions. I've got more, you know. Want another juicy one? 6 a piece if you're curious. Give me my money back. I am curious, yes. About what's going on just under that fat bottom lip of yours. Oh, I think that's there was a song called Fat Lip. Name me that unusual bruise or whatever. Thank you, Ryunosuke. What about the next witness, then? What name do you go by, and what do you sell? Me? I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, isn't it? You... Okay, for a second I thought those were bullets, and I was gonna say, wait! That can't be right! So these lovely fireworks to all the local school kids. Evacuate the building! 6 a pop! What do you say? You weren't exaggerating with little. Did they actually sell? Oh yeah, the second years can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them that if they get 100, they could blow No. Not the most favorite of ideas, young lady. What do you say then, eh? What a pot with 6 for a pop? Are you treating your fireworks like mistletoe? Wait, what? You want me to buy one? Tell you what, I'll let you know a little secret. If you get 100 of, violence. The Venus of violence. Also, Judge, I know she's not on trial, but can we arrest her or just keep an eye on her? Try the woman. Give her the money! Pay the woman! Why me? I don't want a firework. Lovely stuff. Right then, there's something a bit extra just for you. Oh! No, Venus special! 1/600 pence! No! Someone get a bucket of water and douse her with it! Oh, thank God the match is out. There's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, is there? And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the old Bailey. What sort of bang could it make? Have you had an idea, Mr. Naruto? You're staring at the end of the string of fireworks. Sorry, it's just at the Venus special. I was wondering what 600 pence worth of fireworks would sound like. You'd lose your hearing. Shall we find out? What? She said it could blow up the courtroom. What was that? Alright, that was a fairly sizable bang. My ears are still ringing, Mr. Naruto. It sounded almost exactly like... Oh! 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 Okay. This could have been the gunshot they heard. Also, this kind of reminds me of... I think I might have mentioned this when I was young, when I was streaming a while back, but... Basically, when I was in 5th, 6th, 4th, 3rd... I can't remember what grade I was in, but in a certain grade for a project, we had to do a little like group presentation on various countries and provide like little do-it-yourself craft making. The group I was in was we did Korea and we had these little fancy fans, but we unfortunately didn't look into like how to screw the fans together because we were using like wooden popsicle sticks, and in order to complete the thing, you need to have like some sort of screw to like put all those sticks together. But anyway, these two kids in my class, they picked Rome, and they taught it how to make like little candles. Like they had a little strip of beeswax, they wrap it around a little string, and that was the little do-it-yourself thing. Me being young and dumb, I was curious because I was thinking, ooh, a candle! I want to see how it works. And this is around the time I went to grab a lighter at my house. My dad was asleep at the time, and I lit the little string on the lighter, and all of a sudden, like, it was sparking like a firework, and I was starting to panic, like, oh shit, this isn't a candle, or wait, Roman candles, oh no! I managed to put it out, but the smoke detector went off, and my dad woke up, like, what the hell just happened? What name do you go by, and what do you sell? Beppo! Oh, I must think of me. Think of all sorts. I think, therefore I am. I am, therefore I think. I think. Because I stand there on the street, watching the world go around me. They called me the Observator. Is it bad? Okay, I feel horrible because I feel like I'm still going to call him Beppo because I recognize him from one of the other cases. Yeah, old man. Everyone calls you Sandwich and you know it. So you don't actually sell anything? Problem shared is a problem found, as they say. I give advice I do and think what it means. Hot actual hero? I don't actually sell anything, no. Come to think of it. Pity. No more purchases today, please. Well, we have quite a cost here, it seems. They conducted their business on Fresno Street from morning until night. And always in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene. For sure. Unless they heard a gunshot, I suppose. Not only that, but they very bravely ran inside to see what was going on and witnessed a crime. Well, I'll be beggared, I thought. Just between us. Venus de Milo, what am I supposed to do? What a terrible thing I saw. What I think is, if all what we see is light and shadow playing on our eyes, is any of it real? Very well. The court will hear the formal testimony of these three witnesses. You'll describe in detail what you witnessed and heard. Sorry, one quick thing. I want to... Okay. We saw the whole thing from start to finish, we did. Everything from the moment they went in the building. It was less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we all heard a big bang. Seems to be that quick to talk is quick to walk. Gossip couldn't wait to go and see what happened. I ran into the room and there he was, the Reaper, gun in hand, standing over the dead body. I was scared after that, me, so I ran off to find a copper. These witnesses were there the whole day and saw everything. Who did they see going inside the building? Van Zeeks is about to be found guilty by Fish Lips, Little Red Riding Hood, and Beppo. Only the victim, Inspector Gregson, and the accused, Barak von Zeeks. I've seen pictures of that Reaper in the paper. I know what he looked like. And just between us, folks love stories like this. I've made myself a tidy sum already. Wait. This is a closed court, you dingus. The room was just one of several flats. Someone from another flat could have done it. All those flats on Fresno Street are unoccupied. Of course they are. They're small, damp, dirty, and expensive to boot. The room in which the inspector was found is the only property in the building that's currently leased. Can we get this guy in charge of the flats, Hugh Boone? Yeah, what she said. Like, that's his name, and can we get him in here? Also, welcome back, Ebba. Hope your internet's doing alright. We know the leaseholder's name. It's Hugh Boone. I'm pretty sure it's a pun on Huge Boone. Murder Court has just heard what appeared to leave little room for doubt. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see how anyone other than the defendant could have committed a crime. Fuck! Thank you for your candor, my lord. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed to cross-examine the witnesses. Yes! In a closed court like this without a jury, the judge is the only one whose opinion matters. I have to break down this testimony. Somehow. Quick beverage break. Also, the more I look at Beppo's sign, it's that... It looks like a 9 out of 100, but maybe it's some sort of like pence or pound, quid? Hold it! When you say they, what do you mean? Inspector Gregson and the defendant, Lord Van Zeeks? Suppose so. The likes of us don't know the names of the high and mighty. But I tell you one thing, it was the old Reaper that went in last, that's for certain, sure and certain. Just behind Inspector Gregson? Did they arrive at the same time? No, not at all! Sorry. The first fellow must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard that gunshot. Victim arrived 15 minutes before? Are you sure? Am I sure? Blech. Does it seem likely that I'd have forgotten a fellow with bright red hair like that? Hold the fucking phone! Yeah, his hair was really red, weren't they? Redder than my flaming fireworks, even. That fiery red mop still burnt on the inside of my eyelids, it is. Wait. You're saying the man was a redhead? Weren't you listening, chum? Aye, he was redhead, and he got a big trunk with him as well. But Inspector Gregson's hair isn't red. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Wasn't he partially bald? It seems likely that the person you saw wasn't in fact Inspector Gregson at all, but some other third party. No, I hate to break it to you, but the witnesses are correct. Huh? Just have a look at this photograph of the victim. Give me that photo! That's a wig! That's Inspector Gregson, alright. A red hairpiece. Of course, we saw one on the floor when we investigated the scene, didn't we? I still refuse to believe Inspector Gregson wore that. Why on earth would he have been wearing something like that? Do I have the... Dismiss... No... I don't have the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is what Sholmes was trying to get into. Can I get the photo? The car does seem to suit. Judge is a fashionista, who knew? The photograph will be submitted as evidence, please. Thank you. And what became of the trunk that the red-headed victim was supposedly carrying? Is there anything off? I was informed that no trunk was found at the scene. So it just disappeared? What? Do you expect us to have been watching the building every second, do you? You definitely saw him in the dock going in, no? No question about that. Hold it! By which presumably you mean the gunshot. Not those! Don't light them! I sell these little things, don't I? No! No! How would I know what a gunshot sounds like? Wait, how would I know what a gunshot's... Okay, maybe she has a point, like, assuming guns were pretty rare, but at the same time... Also, put that lighter out. Or put that foot... No! Well, I always thought it sounded probably a little bit like this, don't it? And you say that you heard the noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant. That's right. It was almost straight away. Bang it went, just like that. Well, he's a reaper, ain't he? It's what the French call a fait accompli? Fait accompli? I don't know French, I'm sorry. When the reaper's around, people are going in the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it? I think we get the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the inspector to live after he discovered his secret hideout. There can be no clearer motive for the crime. Yes. There's certainly an eminent credible motive. Great. And at that point, he ran inside, is that right? Hold it! So, when Gossip ran to see what had happened, did you go too? Well, but me, I'm a bit hampered, see? All the signs are that I can't move very well. You were way behind, presumably. With that sandwich board around your neck and that big sign in your hand. What a great burden you bear. Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but... is it possible that you and I have met before? Yes! He's Beppo! Oh, I'm not anybody, mate. The signs are what make me who I am now. I signed, therefore I am. So, you weren't employed as an omnibus driver just under a year ago, then? It's Beppo! Oh, he's shaking. I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified. I agree. He's clearly been through a lot. Turn down King Henry Street and the Black Widower's arm is just there. Hot actual Here? I still can't figure out what that says. Beppo's sandwich. Oh dear, you've made him hide behind his sign. Life is full of surprises.
Hold it!
So, you were the first to arrive, is that right? That I was. Kicked the door open like a professional I did, and yelled out, "What's going on here?" Lord Van Zieks claims all he heard was a man scream, though. And was it dark in there? No, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall. Really? Yeah, really. And there was a fella collapsed on the floor. Just between us, it's the first thing I noticed when I got inside. I see. Even though Lord Van Zieks claims not to have seen anything. Next thing I noticed was someone standing right beside the body. The accused, Barak Van Zieks. That's right, the pale-faced Reaper himself. I was a little shocked. I won't deny it. But I was no lily-livered coward. I stood my ground again. Hello?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Beppo? I mean, sandwich! There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head I am. Just 2 slices with no middle. So I don't know what you could want with me. I think that maybe you just remembered something. Having heard Mr. Gossip's last statement, I mean. What I think is, we're all nothings, really. This isn't a time for philosophy. We try to dress ourselves up as something else, but at the end of the day, we're all just street sellers. That's not what it is, sandwich. Keep your mouth shut now. Unless you want us to make you into a real sandwich. When he saw the Reaper, he fell clean over on his backside. That's it. Oh, you rotten beggar. I told you to keep that a secret. He screamed, he did. Screamed and scrambled off on all fours. That's all I wanted to say. Mr. Gossip, is this true? The floor was dead slippery, that's why. Planted my hand in a filthy pool of blood, didn't I? Yuck. Eh? Pool of blood. But listen here, even when I was sprawled on the floor, I still kept giving the Reaper a cold hard stare. And don't you forget it. Let's go back a little. Did you say you got blood on your hand? I did, I. Happen to be the best, happens to the best of us at times, don't it? So I was scared, so I slipped over. We can't keep it just between us, can we? Add it to your testimony. No, Mr. Gossip. Yeah, what he said. Ow. If I must.
Hold it!
You wiped your hand on the floor? Well, wants blood on his hand, eh? Horrible stuff. He might have thought I'd done it. No ta. And you didn't think that might be a problem? Doesn't really matter if I left a few grubby handprints on the floor. They'll get all cleaned up in the end, won't they? Don't make such a fuss, that's a message from all of us. My scroll says you're a dickhead. Is something wrong, Counsel? No, my lord. I didn't remember anything in the report about a bloody handprint on the floor. That's all. Don't come at me with all that! You can't intimidate me! I know what I did. I wiped it off on the floor, the blood. I wonder, could that be what happened? Mr. Naruto? I don't have all the answers yet, but I think we may have just uncovered a vital clue. Before that, let me see if there's any more.
Hold it!
So you didn't run into the room with your friends? I'm not that sort of girl. That sort of... What do you mean? I'm a timid little thing, me. I was too scared to go in there. Yeah, says a girl who's willing to light a fire on a heartbeat. I see. Old Lippy and the witch ran in there, and then I heard a sort of old lady scream. Well, that wasn't me, I swear. If I were a gentleman, I'd stake my honor on it. I wondered what on earth was going on. Which is when you went to fight a policeman. And I ran into a copper as soon as I turned the corner. So I brought him straight back to the place. Didn't I do well, eh? Just between us, that copper's eyes nearly popped out of his head when he saw the Reaper. I've never felt more uncomfortable in all my life. And the Defendant for the rest of the spot, I believe. Considering the catalog of killings the Reaper had carried out, it was a particularly inauspicious ending. If I can't find any holes in this testimony, I'm afraid the judge will give a ruling of guilty. Truth is, though, their combined testimony is fairly damning. Unfortunately, there don't seem to be any obvious problems with their statements. Still, if Lord Van Teeks really is innocent, then I'm almost certain we'll find something in there that doesn't quite add up. You don't think that one of these three could be the true culprit, do you? I don't know, but what I do know is that there's more to this case that has yet to be brought to light. Okay, where is it? Wait, go back. I'm about to end this man's career.
Objection!
So you wiped off the blood from your hand on the floor of the room. Are you quite sure about that? Well, what else do you expect me to have done, eh? Doesn't really matter.
Objection!
The police found no such handprint on the floor during their investigations. What exactly is the defense asserting?
Objection!
I'm asserting that your ass is grass! If you listen, you'll find out, Prosecutor Asogi. Certainly there was no bloody handprint found on the floor. I just realized, Ryunosuke doesn't have the sword anymore, so how is he gonna do his cocky, smug stance? What are you trying to say? There was a handprint in blood left very clearly at the scene. There it is! Okay, not really smug, but close. On the back of this notice board. Oh! Oh, yes, indeed. Indisputably a handprint in a distinctive color of blood. Aye, you're dead right. That's my right hand. I know it anywhere.
Objection!
The witness very definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprints on the back of the board are irrelevant.
Objection!
Irrelevant, my ass! None of the board itself had fallen over on the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness's handprint to have wound up there. Just look at the floor plan of the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room to the victim, and in an upright position. Even if it had been toppled over and was lying on the floor, it would have been a considerable distance from the body. Unless the body was a lot closer, or the board was moved. Wait, maybe the body was... Okay, I'm guessing maybe the body was moved, because... Like, assuming they only went through the door and there was blood already there. That much... And... Yeah, I don't think he... Okay, I don't know how... I can't remember how much blood is in the human body, but I doubt Gregson would have gallons of blood to fill up a whole room. I flew over when I came across the body. So it was basically right next to the corpse, not on the other side of the room. In other words, the defense's assertion is bullshit! Yes, it is! Huh? There's a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason. Did you formulate a proper hypothesis, Counsel? Regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness's account and the handprint found at the scene? I have, my lord. Another handprint, the board moving, or false testimony. He crawled back. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay, they already investigated, so and there was no other handprint. So I think it's the board moving. Like maybe someone. Wait. I don't know, I still feel like maybe it was the body was moved, but... Okay, here's first guess I'm going with is the board moving. Second guess is false testimony. Third is another handprint, so let's try this. The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down. Oh, gracious! That would bring up in Cosmo's argument. Oh yeah. Sure it is. If the witness had put his hand against the board, the finger should be pointing up. What does that tell us? It tells one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the board must have been lying on the floor as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident, it must have been moved. What?
Objection.
Badass. You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting? And tell the court who. I don't know! The point is, when you consider all the testimony we've heard so far, we can now be very clear on one point. Now, Brew. The position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. Sure, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court. Oh no.
Take that!
Fuck! Oh wait, never mind. I thought that was wrong. You're immediately adjacent to the doorway? The court would think back to the testimony given by the defendant earlier. He said that when he entered the room, it was dark, and he couldn't see the body. Oh, that's why, the door! Boink! If the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view. Dang, I didn't think about that. Also, I thought he meant like when the door swung open, it would immediately block your vision. And the light from the candles would have been blocked, making the room appear darker.
Objection!
But the accused also claims that the victim's body simply appeared before him because the board fell over! That's true. Or, in his precise words, I'm not gonna read the flashback. I don't know about calling it a scream, but he was talking about me and no mistake. Cause it was me that kicked the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, consider what would have happened if the door to the room was thrown open with force. Yeah, that can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over, and making the victim's body visible. Good gracious! My client has told nothing but the truth. He has simply described what he saw. There's the damage reaction! Rat! Counsel, how has this not come to light before now? After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it into the position where the police, myself, and my colleagues saw it when investigating. Witness, what have you to say for yourself? What? Me, my lord? You and your fellows were there at the scene before anybody else. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board. This isn't the stand, we'll testify again. You'll each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Yes, stop looking over me, your glasses at me. I get the message. He's getting all twisty. I don't know anything about that notice board. I just wiped my hand on it, that's all. Did you just light the match on your ass? Also, she's a pyromaniac in the making. Well, don't look at me. I haven't got a clue about it. I was doing business with some second years at the time. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, me. Just a sign at the crossroads of life. What's that retard, but he's gonna fight. That screams bored. I can't see how this changes anything anyway. The detective still died when we heard the gunshot. Okay, Little Red Riding Hood was really vague. So none of you can elaborate any further. Shaken by the crime they witnessed, and with only the light of a few candles and an oil lamp. We can't expect these witnesses to be able to give a more precise account. That's right, yeah. It don't pay to expect too much. That's this quest for knowledge that's destroying the world. That's what I think. Do you? Really? In any case, as this testimony shows, even if the notice board was moved by someone following the incident, it makes no difference. When the gunshot rang out, the accused was the only person at the scene. In short, the only person who could possibly have committed this crime is Barrett von Zieks. None of this wrangling over the board changes that simple fact. Does the defense still wish to cross-examine the witnesses? Yes. Most certainly. Well, then you may proceed, counsel. Something I noticed in Kazuma's little cross-examination banner, either I'm looking a little too into it, or he has more, what looks like more eyeliner. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Levels of eyeliner.
Hold it!
So you admit that it was the board you wiped your bloody hand on? Admit? What's to admit? It's their plain as day for all to see! A smashing print of my right hand! Perhaps he wanted to hide that handprint. So you righted the notice board and pushed it into the corner? No. Imagine the weight of that great lump. Do I look like a powerful and well-nurtured man? You kicked the door down. Well, did you see anybody else moving it? I've got nerve of steel, I can tell you. But even I have my limits. There was a body on the floor in front of me, and the Grim Reaper himself standing over it. And there was very precious little light inside either. My bottom lip was on the quiver. In other words, the witness is unable to give definite testimony. Yes, so it appears seems. I'm a little curious about pyromaniac here, because I don't know, this feels really vague.
Hold it!
Like, I know she said she went to find a cop, but still. When you said you were doing business, you mean you're selling fireworks? Yeah, what else? There's a priory school just around the corner, see? Those cheeky little so-and-sos have got planned to blow their kid. Why are you nurturing future pyromania/arsonists? Ha. So I've been telling on them, and the teachers know what they're up to. But you're the one selling to them. You have? Yeah, wouldn't want anyone to get hurt. Why did the school know the kids are playing with dodgy toys? Then, praise the Lord, the teachers take all the fireworks off them. And then, praise the Lord again, the kids all come back to me to buy more. Everyone's happy, see? Capitalism. What a racket. Of course, and sometimes the teachers give me a little bonus to thank me for letting them know. So this your life, Selling explosives? Like your ass? That you keep lighting fire on? Venus is a powerful goddess indeed. Venus is the goddess of love, not fire. Well, telling Beth... Why did you throw fireworks at me? Well, telling barefaced lies is kind of my thing, really. I'm never so good at it. Before that, can I... We don't know his age. Oh, right. They're giving, like, nicknames. I think I see how old these people were.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. Sandwich? If I said it was, could we just leave it at that? Would that be the end of it? No. Did Miss Venus's statement just now bring something to mind? Oh. Philosophical thoughts. Deep philosophical thoughts. Let's say there was a great liar. And that great liar said, without batting an eye, telling barefaced lies is kind of my thing. I'm never so good at it. Would these words of hers be a lie too? Or the truth? In which case, she's not a liar. Ooh, it's a hellish paradox, that one. Don't you think? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Well, I feel like she was pretty vague there, so maybe he has a point. It seems to be suggesting Miss Venus has been lying. Are you? I'm gonna bash over the head with this sign! What are you on about, old man? Trying to cause trouble out here? Keep on like that. And I'll wrap your whole body in fireworks to set them off. I'll give you something to tremble about. Someone get her out of the courtroom, please! Or at least confiscate those fireworks. We're starting disturbing my brightness with an innocent fish, young lady. So Miss Venus has lied. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Sandwich? Well, if it means I'll be burning in hellfire for the rest of my days, so be it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Can you elaborate, please? Oh, Blabbermouth headed for the room where the gunshots seemed to come from. But there was someone who crept up the stairs behind him, too. That's right. That rotten lie over there. Hee. Do you mean to say that you did in fact betake yourself to the scene of the crime? I'll blow you all to smithereens! What did I tell you, eh? I said I was good at telling barefaced lies, didn't I? You're under oath! Yes, you mentioned it. Well, that revelation rocked the whole courtroom, didn't it? Who knew firecrackers packed such a punch? So you did indeed visit the scene of the crime, did you, young lady? Good grief! Well, now that you come to mention it, I suppose perhaps I do clearly remember climbing the stairs to the room, yeah? Either you clearly remember or you don't. Well, I shall consider a fitting punishment for this perjurous act, Leia. Do one now! Confiscate the fireworks! The time being, you will immediately amend your testimony. Oh yes, my lord, of course. Also, I'm just noticing, is her cloak singed? Like, the little hood on some areas because of the fire lighting? I might be looking too into it, but... like, I see what looks like scorch marks on the hood, and on the edge of... on her... her left shoulder, like the one that doesn't have the basket, there's a little black mark on the clothes.
Hold it!
Make a habit of lying, do you, Miss Venus? Well, I suppose so. I don't really know, to be fair. If you want more advice, though, I'd take everything I say with a big pinch of salt. Alright, but you didn't in fact go to the room where the victim was killed on the day in question, did you? Can we at least get some sort of perjury-related punishment for her? She's being an unreliable witness. Oh please, as if I would. I can't think of anything more terrifying. The truth, please. Well, alright, just a bit then. I mean, a girl my age is curious about stuff, you know? Did you touch anything at all? Oh, please, as if I would. I mean, there's a dead body on the floor. The truth, please. Well, alright, just a bit then. I had a look-see to see if there was anything I could sell. So I did the place I once over, but it was nothing to write home about. You tampered with a crime scene! Now, I hesitate to ask, but you didn't move the notice board by any chance, did you? Oh, please! As if I would touch anything like that! Just a few bits of loose change is all I had! The truth, please! Stop lighting your ass on fire! Well, alright then. I thought there might be something worth having underneath it. So I blasted the flippin' thing. Sorry, flipped the blasted thing. You're telling us you did move it? Also, okay. I'm loving these new expressions from Kazuma, especially the damage ones. I think that did slip out, didn't it? What? You damn bomb pot! Oh, I don't believe it. The girl doesn't think. So, did you find anything? Something that you might have taken to sell? Oh, please! I should be so the truth, damn it! Thank you, Kazuma. I might have found this old pocket watch under the notice board, I suppose. But a bit of junk like this can't be worth much. It serves you right. Yep. So it was you, was it? You're the one who took it! Also, Gina, there were earlier animations of her crying because of Tobias's death, and the poor baby! Gina? Lady, very much where you are. That watch there. That was a present to Inspector Gregson from the yard for a big case he solved 10 years ago. The professor case, no doubt. I'm ready to cut a pitch. Me too! The boss used to wind it up every evening without fail when he was waiting for his grub to come at the pub. I see. I swiped it off him once and blimey was he upset. He gave me a right earful. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if, like, yeah. Basically, Gina, at the end of the first game, she was, like, incarcerated, but she decided to work on becoming a detective, and Gregson took her under his wing. Said he hadn't missed a day in the last 10 years, polishing it and winding it. It meant the world to him, that watch did. Possibly not the best thing to go diving for, then. It's not all that, though. I took it to Jabez that night to ask how much it was worth, but the old dealer wouldn't touch it. Give it back! Wouldn't give me a penny for it. Said it wasn't working. Knocked about and worthless, he called it. Give it back! I knew I should have lifted it! Thank you! That watch must be submitted as evidence. Oh, please, just so long you promise to give it back. No, it's not yours! Okay, maybe don't swipe it, but we can give it to Gina. I'll swipe it from you to try to get your grumpy mitts on it again. That's enough! Hand the watch to the bailiff! Now, children, watch your manners! Good lord! Oh! The glass appears to be broken! More than likely it shattered when the inspector was shot. It doesn't tick anymore either. I wonder why. Which is why Jabez didn't want it. What a waste, eh? That belonged to a murder victim, you dicks! Yes, indeed. The pace off stopped at the hour of 5. Exactly when the gunshot was heard then. Time of death. It's blank. supports the prosecution's claim, of course. Well, it would appear that the mystery of the moving notice board has been solved at least. We've got another mystery to look at. The glass over the face really is badly cracked. What a shame when the inspector clearly looked after it so carefully. I imagine Mr. Sholmes could repair it. Maybe. Or maybe take it to a professional. I should think so. He's very adept at things like this. A useful man to have around. But come remember that he's a great detective, Mr. Naruto. Not an odd job, man. Is there anything else here I can look at? There's a tiny little stub sticking out from the small hole here, look. I suppose there must have been a little knob or something on that for setting the time. In that case, seeing as we know the inspector took such good care of this thing, it probably broke when the incident occurred. Yes, of course. Which could mean that there's a small part of the watch still at the scene. Maybe. Wait a minute. Wait. What about... Wait. Oh wait, sorry, twist the head. There. Blah, 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 blah. Seriously, could this go in there? Because look at that little middle thing there. Like, the shape of it, I'm pretty sure it matches here. And as predicted, it had very little bearing on the case. But we did learn little Venus is a liar. Continue with your cross-examination, please.
Hold it!
But you did go to see what happened in the room, didn't you? Snow-Tree is my whole world. It's all I know, and I know all of it. I have to make it my business to know if I want to hold my sign up high. So you did go to see what happened. It's not a destination that's important. It's how you get there, isn't it? Please answer the question. Did you notice the notice board in the room? I love how he has his little or deeper nose like if you think about it, we're both the same species, aren't we? Both different members of the sign family. So I'd say, so if I spotted it, I might have tried to trip it up out of a sense of rivalry, I admit. What? Someone really needs to tell you that you're Homo sapiens, not Homo science. Does that mean you didn't notice the board? Or can only repeat what I've said before. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just a bystander, me. Just a sign at the crossroads of life. First, who is responsible for moving the notice board?
Hold it!
What exactly do you mean by that? Oh. Come on now, don't tell us you've not noticed. He looks like he hates everything in the world, that fella. But not notice boards, they're the one thing he likes. You can see it in his eyes. I can't say I've ever noticed. I tell you one thing for free though. I never took my eyes off the man on the floor, or off the Reaper, not for a second. What about when you saw the body, fell backwards and screamed and ran? Sorry? Well, I was that scared I couldn't. You never know what a feint like that might do if you look away, don't you? If you didn't take your eyes off the defendant, you should be able to confirm categorically whether or not he was the one who moved the notice board. Oi, that I can. The Reaper did nothing of the sort. I can swear to that. I could have missed it if he heaved the thing upright again and dragged it into the corner. Right. Glad we cleared that up. What happened to the face that screams boy? I feel your pain, Kazuma.
Hold it!
was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That you heard the loud bang? Maybe the notice board fell over, or maybe it didn't. Maybe I fell over, or maybe I didn't. But the Reaper's fate is sealed either way, because that gunshot we all heard. So your fate sealed too. My fate? That's right. The defense is fated to lose. Says the guy who made a career change. And the prosecution to win. In other words, it all hinges on that single gunshot. So if I could just find some problem with that part of their story, and maybe possibly change all our fates. Of course, none of that changes the fact that I heard what I heard, does it? Not much to go on. Oh, thank you for tuning in, Eva. Have a good night. As you pointed out, Mr. Naruto, there's no question that the notice board was moved, so somebody must have done it. But it did happen after the event, so maybe Cosmo's right, and it's not relevant. But it seems to have been deliberately positioned so as to hide the body from view. So I feel sure that there's some deeper significance to all this. Could it be? Wait. Okay, the notice board was there to block the body from view. There was this clock. And this toy that I swear could have been used on it. Is it possible that someone adjusted the time with this little toy so to make it look like the murder took place at 5 when it was actually much earlier? I know what you mean. I've no doubt there are more clues to be uncovered. We're on the right track, I can feel it. So follow your instincts. Alright. I feel like I should point out this watch, like, the toy could be used to wind up the bottom and, I guess, change the time, but it feels like it's too many steps ahead. I could show this autopsy report that has time of death completely blank, but I feel like that doesn't do anything.
Objection!
Fuck! Watch?
Objection!
Fuck! Reloading because I don't like my chances. I mean, a little peek. She just said that she stole something from there, didn't she? Will this work?
Objection!
No. Maybe she left one of her fireworks in there? Grasping at straws at this point.
Objection!
Ah! Ah, my odds, I don't like them. Could have been one of these.
Objection!
Damn it! Actually, now I think about it, pressing her on this got more information, so it might just be a repeat. Wrong thing. Wrong thing!
Hold it!
You certainly know how to lie. I think that's new. Oh, it's nothing really. Just a little porky. With not so little implications. Did you know? Everything in the world apart from the truth is a big fat lie. If you believe that, of course. I'm lost. There's a lie. This desecration of the truth is really rather disturbing. I think we should move on to the next witness. That didn't help me. Unless it's one of those things where you, like, after you press one person, you have to go back and press another statement. It's probably gonna be a lot of repeats, but maybe something new? Okay. Changes. How much to go on? Not presenting, but maybe I need to look at this again. So for now I'm trying to think, am I supposed to prove that he wasn't killed at the supposed time, or that someone moved the notice board?
Objection!
Damn it! I'm just guessing at this point! Oh, let me press her again so I can get that. Yeah, go back. No!
Hold it!
close this one again?
Hold it!
You saw what happened in the room. Whole world, all I know, and all of it. Let's see what happened. So I'm trying to think, like, going on the argument, okay, on that dude's argument, the board was here, but Van Zeek's moved it over here, so, and all he had was the handprint. Is there something here I'm missing? Or maybe there's something new. Anything new on this? Oh, nothing. Okay. Oh, dang, I didn't look at this. There's a tiny little keyhole here. Can you see? Oh yes, that's probably for the winder used to wind up the mechanism. It looks a little unusual, don't you think? Yes, you need just the right key to wind it, I imagine. Why do I feel like I've seen this? Something a bit like a key. Cause it's the toy! It would be wonderful if we had the key. Just check carefully what you've already found. Try and place me in pretty worse for wear. Now can we look at it? Mrs. Sato, do you think perhaps this key could be the key for Inspector Gregson's watch? Yes, it could be. Try it once. There's no moment to lose. I didn't think I could do this so soon. I knew it, a perfect fit. And look, the inspector's watch started going again. So it's obviously just not been wound up, that's all. What is it, Mrs. Sato? Well, if the watch isn't actually broken after all, I'm feeling it could have profound implications. Okay, so I was on the right path with the clock and the little toy thing, but perhaps the timing of the watch is... I was a little off on that bit. Let me save real quick. Maybe?
Objection!
Yes! I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case. Ew. At the scene, we found this key to the winder of the inspector's pocket watch. A key? And having wound the pocket watch, we discovered that it in fact still works. You see, the watch didn't stop because it was broken at all. And that fact completely undermines one of the most fundamental premises on which this entire case has been built. I I sort of noticed that Cosmo's damage pose. It looks like it's reacting to a headache. Man! For council! The watch was stopped at almost exactly 5 o'clock! Yeah. Which is just when we heard the gunshot. It is! Exactly the hour! The time that was showing on the watch tells us nothing, other than when it was wound down. It's merely a coincidence that it happened to be at 5.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the 3 witnesses here all heard the gunshot at 5. So that's obviously when the crime was committed.
Objection!
No, that doesn't hold. Why not? Sorry, just imagine he's leaning, like if he was leaning across the bench, like, come over here and fight me! Recall what Inspector Lestrade said only moments ago. The victim was in the habit of winding his watch once a day, in the evening. We can reasonably assume, therefore, that he wound the timepiece on the evening before he died. Is that how most pocket watches work? You have to wind it manually every day? Reasonable. But if that's the case, you wouldn't expect the watch to have completely wound down by 5 the following day. You idiot! How do you explain it then? In summary, the evening before the day of the incident, when the gunshot rang out in the room, the inspector was already unable to wind his watch. You can't mean... What would stop a man winding his watch if he's been in the habit of winding it every single evening for 10 years? The obvious answer is that he was already dead. Counsel, that's the most extraordinary claim!
Objection!
Extraordinary isn't the word. It's absurd! You claim he was already dead the night before? Do you really think that Scotland Yard's coroner would have overlooked something like that? The autopsy report doesn't have a time of death! Well, on that subject, there is something rather surprising. There's actually an omission in the coroner's report. Thank you! Time of death is not noted. That's right. Wait a minute. Don't forget my legs went under. You're forgetting my legs went from under me when I kicked the door in. What do you mean? Like I said, I planted my hand in a dirty great puddle of blood. Yes. So the victim's blood hadn't dried. It was fresh. He catches on fast, doesn't he?
Objection!
That blood could be explained in any number of ways. It could have been put there afterwards. Some fresh blood could have been poured all over the victim's...
Objection!
Does my... Oh, don't give me the Van Zeeks treatment. Does my learned friend think that fresh blood is available on every street corner? If you're a butcher, maybe. Well, it needn't necessarily be human blood, of course. See? We've been told previously that Scotland Yard has no way to identify blood as human. The problem is currently being researched. At present, you are correct. It's beyond our abilities. So then, a chicken's blood could have been used, for example. It's certainly a possibility that it wasn't the inspector's blood at all.
Objection!
But the gunshot was heard at 5 in the afternoon. That's beyond question. Is it? Nanny? Given that the time of death of the victim has already been called into question, it isn't beyond the realms of possibility that what these witnesses heard wasn't a gunshot. Oh, please! You just proved my point, Venus. What are you trying to say? Was not know what we heard, and it was a loud bang that came from that room. Hey, the pepper whip! Now you listen to me. A street seller's ears are the livelihood. I don't doubt your ears, sir, but all you can state with certainty is that you heard a noise. Explain yourself, gun counsel. Now we're getting somewhere.
Take that!
Something like this. The culprit could have set off one of these to fake a gunshot. Oh, gracious! The very fireworks that were sold by the witness! Now, hold on a minute. Are you saying I did it? You're the one with all the fireworks. A pretty little firecrackers only make a little pop anyway. See? Not 100 of them together. The Venus special that you sell for 600 pennies sounds like this. As the court can now attest, it sounds very much like a gunshot. Ah! You're trying to suggest that someone set off one of those fireworks? I'm suggesting that somebody knew the defendant was in the room at 5 that day, and sought to implicate him by creating a sound like a gunshot for these peddlers on Fresno Street to hear.
Objection!
But even the accused himself has testified he saw no one else in the room at the time. They could have been hiding behind the board, maybe. Whether it was a gun or a firecracker, the only person present to cause that bang was Barrack Van Zeeks. On one whiff of match and my firecrackers go pop. See? It's why people like them. I fear for your fingers, young lady.
Objection!
Recently, during my time here in Britain, I've learned of a very useful invention. Something called a time bomb. Good heavens, a bomb? Yes, a device that allows you to blow up whatever you like, whenever you like. Enoch Drebber? Is he in this case? Miss Naruhodo, I worry that your unfortunate phrasing there might lead to yet another international incident. Yeah? No, wait! It's the whenever you like part that's important. A time device? Yes! Exactly! A time device! Something of that nature could have been planted at the scene. A device that was able to produce the sound of a gunshot long after the culprit had left. Extravagant claim would have been substantiated with evidence, counsel. Wait a minute. Oh! Did they use the pocket watch as the timer for the time bomb? Your extravagant claim will have to be substantiated with evidence, counsel. Saving real quick. It has to be, right?
Take that!
You're suggesting this could have been used as some sort of time delay device? I did think so, my lord. Oh no! Did I pick the wrong thing?
Objection!
Oh no! Damn it! No time to clear the area before the blast. Could this explain? Like, maybe the explosion put the candles out.
Take that!
Oh my god. As the court has already discussed, the tip of one of these candles in the candelabra has been blown off. Indeed, because it was struck by the bullet, which presumably passed through the victim. I don't think that's possible, my lord. Not possible? Why? Because of the scorching. These are gunpowder there are gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken candle. Yes. But is it not the case that there was also scorching on the victim around the bullet entry wound? That's right, there was. But as we heard earlier, scorching like that only occurs when the target has a very close range, a matter of centimeters from the gun. Oh. Which means the scorching on the candle can't possibly be the result of a gunshot. Oh dang, I didn't think about that. You're suggesting it came from the fireworks. I'm gonna be The fact that there is such visible scorching on the candle suggests that the fireworks must have been right next to it when they exploded. Or to put it in another way, The candle and firecrackers were joined together. Whoa. The culprit somehow attached the firecrackers at a point partway down the candle. Oh, dang! Okay, that is clever. After the killer left the scene, the candle slowly burnt down along with the other two, until eventually it ignited the fuse of the firecrackers, generating a very loud... And that's how these three witnesses came to believe they heard a gunshot at 5. Well, what a plot! This implies that the victim could have died earlier than we've been led to believe. The previous day, even. Now just hold on your horses! All of us here saw the victim go in the building, remember? Oh, I couldn't forget that flame colored hair, even if I wanted to. It could have been a... Wait. Okay. What if Tobias Gregson never actually wore that wig? It was someone else. The person you saw entering the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this. Oh! Obviously, anyone can wear a wig. So the person that these witnesses saw entering the building 15 minutes before the incident could easily have been someone else entirely. Someone else? Do you mean to say? It was the same person who contrived the firecracker trick. In other words, Inspector Gregson's killer. Huh? Why are you laughing at me? Oh, very impressive, Ryunosuke. Naruhodo. Don't laugh at me! Kazuma? I'm really quite amazed you've come this far. But after all, wasn't I the one who told you that you had all the makings of a great defense lawyer? I also noted the lack of a time of death in this report. A stark omission. But as far as I'm concerned, this whole country's justice system leaves a lot to be desired. Man! Prosecutor Asagi, what on earth do you mean by that statement? I hear that many of the leading members of Britain's judiciary are present to observe this trial today. I'm here to tell you your court system is bullshit! So we cannot allow even the slightest doubt to be overlooked. The defense's assertion about the time of death based on the victim's stopped watch is just conjecture. But, while the possibility exists that my learned friend may be correct, we have a duty to explore it. Well, certainly I would agree with you. And what immediately comes to mind is, of course, what was Inspector Gregson doing and where did he go on the day before the incident? Do you know? The inspector always carried out his investigative work alone. What about Gina, though? His movements were treated as confidential within Scotland Yard. Even within the Yard? However, considering the evidence we've been presented with so far, I'd say it's fairly apparent what case the man was pursuing. Wouldn't you, my learned friend? What are you, Van Zeeks Jr.? I do have a feeling about what case he might have been investigating. The professor case? Yeah, I agree. Surely. Lord, the defense believes it can explain to the court the case that was being investigated by Inspector Gregson at the time of his death. I have evidence? Let me save real quick. Excuse me. This? I feel like this is the only thing that counts.
Take that!
Damn it! Wait a minute. Okay, maybe I was thinking way too far back. The red wig could have been a red herring, though. Okay, so this is wrong. Well, if Cosmo's saying that I have it, maybe?
Take that!
Oh, fuck. No! No! I'm trying my best! Tree is confidential. Everything you presented with so far. Okay, this mess of notices is in the picture. If it isn't the notice board, it's probably that newspaper, and if not the newspaper, then I am absolutely stumped. Damn it! This wasn't brought up at all, so... Okay. Okay, so I was thinking way too far back. I think more recent. I believe this red hairpiece points to the answer. We might assume it was part of a disguise used to carry out an undercover investigation. Sure not. Such a bright-colored hairpiece would only serve to make the inspector more noticeable. To a certain group? Yes, that's true. It would definitely have made him stand out in the crowd. Except, that is, in a crowd of gentlemen from the Red-Headed League. The Red-Headed League? So, you've already worked it out. What is this all about? Is there such an extraordinary league of gentlemen? Isn't that a book? Or a comic series? The Red-Headed League is currently under investigation for a grand deception. Are they? Request of late Ezekiel Hopkins. Vacancy. So I'm just noticing these other notices. Public health report. Condition of the city of London itself. Positive year. Consumption. Smallpox vaccinations. One there may be beginning of yet another cholera epidemic. St. Bartholomew's Hospital. Hospital of London. Some extensive doctors whereby the theory of miasma, or miasma, soundly rejected after experiment has yielded conclusive evidence in support of what physician John Snow has concluded. Germ theory. Tiny creatures as microscopes also continue to improve the dedicated work. Okay, focus. Our disruption of Fort Nature Council. They've been targeting red-headed men across London and tricking them out for small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact. I was there. My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once. True records? Inspector Gregson clearly infiltrated the Red-Headed League using this hairpiece, so it's very likely they had direct contact with these criminals. And it's quite possible that such contact led to more serious events. I concur that we cannot in good conscience leave this new avenue unexplored. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. It's another possible line of inquiry for us, at least. Prosecution will make immediate arrangements for the charged men to appear. Bring those 2 red-headed League conspirators before me, Prosecutor Ashogi. At once, my lord. Very good. We will have a 30-minute recess. Court is adjourned. Oh my god. Kazuma, you are one tough cookie.